Hi, it's February, yay! It's the 1st of February, it's not January anymore. How happy are we all? Very happy. I'm a January baby and even I'm sick of January now. So it's done, we're into February, and in March, spring starts. So it's not long, is it? It's not long. That's what we're telling ourselves, isn't it? We're telling ourselves it's not long to go. So I've spent a bit of time here this week prepping for today. I haven't got as much done as I would have liked to have done. I feel like I've done a lot of work, but it's a drop in the ocean compared to what needs to be done. But I will show you what I've been up to this week, and then we'll catch up with Mark and find out what he's got done this morning. Hello, good morning. Well, it's morning for me. It's 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning and I am here. We've got some sunshine. It's really nice. I'm kind of wishing I'd got my sunglasses actually because it's very low and very bright. So there's a lot to do today. I'm going to just try and get through as much as possible. I've brought my flask. I've got my flask for my dinner. I've got my flask of coffee. I've got my thermal gardening gloves. I've got some new wellies, 2 pairs of socks, although I can't feel my toes already, so I don't think 2 is enough. And I'm ready to go. So let's just get straight on with it. Right, basically this section had some terrible sound quality because of my rubbish new microphones, and this woman just waffled on and on and on like she does. So I'll tell you it now a little bit briefer. Essentially what I want to do here is enlarge this area. We've lost growing space elsewhere by creating the plan that we have. So what I want to do is remove the path that I'm walking on there. We'll keep the one to the left of the screen running from the brick wall down. The one in the middle of the brassica cage area we're going to take that up. I will do that a little bit later on, but the camera won't capture it, and the parts I've just walked across there we're going to take up as well. So the part that the orange wheelbarrow on is going to stay down to the wall, or something else will be in its place, and the paths, the little ones that I'm walking on now, are going to go. So that will give us a much bigger area, and I need to measure that to see exactly how big it's going to be. We've lost a layer and I might lose another couple yet. I am not cold and my toes are still numb, but I'm not cold anymore. I'm going to have a go at getting some of the other paths up actually. I'm going to see if I can lift those flags. We'll see, because some of them are Yorkshire stone. It's heavy stuff, is that? So the little flags should come up nice and easy. So we'll have a go and we'll see how things get on. And then tomorrow I'll measure it. I might even go home, get the tape measure and come back. Of course, really would like to be able to plan it tonight. I'm in that mood, you know. I'm a big list maker, a big planner. I enjoy it. I get halfway through these plans and then I stop, but yeah, I do enjoy starting it at least. Might be something I can get finished. So I'm waffling on again with my terrible microphone. So here I'm just showing you that I've weeded this area. I haven't done the best job. There is still a bit in there, but I do go back through and pick the majority of that out. And then here are the paths that at the moment I'm telling you in this video that I'm not going to pull them up, but I actually do end up pulling these 2 paths up, the temporary laid one and the one that's been laid a long time ago. So yeah, and then I also tell you that I'm hoping to pull this path up. But let me tell you something, this is Yorkshire stone. I ain't got a chance. I have not got a chance. But you'll find that out. And so there I'm just showing you the ones that I've got up. It's the smaller ones. I did get one of the bigger Yorkshire stone ones up behind the yellow wheelbarrow there, but it was very, very difficult. And I did find some very large stones underneath that area. But I forgot to press record on the camera. That's good, isn't it? I've got rosy cheeks. I'm down another layer now. Whew, man. So I'm gonna go and shift those flags, but my camera battery is running a little bit low, so I'm gonna try and be as quick as I can. Because I like to have evidence that I do actually do things on this plot. So. I think not wearing the microphone was a good idea. Some of those were okay, and some had concrete or cement on the back of them, so they were very heavy, those ones. But that's it, that's done. Now, I'll sit down again for a bit now. Oh, my wrist, ow. Oh, that hurts. I'm going to sit down for a minute now, catch my breath, and then think about what I was doing next. Think about what we're doing next. Think about what I'm doing next. So I think there's a lot of blood going through my brain right now. Hi, so it's Thursday afternoon and I've been building a raised bed this morning. So I've brought that up and I've got my tape measure. I didn't come back yesterday, and I'm going to measure the area and have a look at this raised bed and see how it compares. So these are the beds that I built up last year, and this is the one I built up today. So it's slightly wider, maybe like 3 or 4 inch wider. Not as tall. You can see there's a difference in height, which I knew. I think it's 45 versus, that might be 42 actually, versus 30 centimetres, but it's really good. So that's what it looks like there. It's quite really easy to build. It did take me about half an hour because there's a lot of nuts and bolts and tightening to do, but yeah, it did take me about half an hour. So I'm going to put this in situ in the area it's going, and so we can have a look at how it compares, how it looks. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with how deep they are, because obviously, you know, these beds are raised, so there's a lot of soil here. And if I get down here with the brassica cage, you can see it's quite raised up. So, you know, it's going to need to be deep. So yeah, everything looks okay. I assume the birds got into this area when I left and picked off any of the bugs that were there. Sadly, the worms, no doubt, as well. So let's have a look. Let's get measuring. Okay, so the space is 5.2 metres by 6, which is a good size, and I think we'll probably get 4 rows of 3 in there. I've got 8, so that would mean I need another 4, which is about £74. It's not too bad for 4 raised beds, is it, really? I mean, it's not ideal to have to keep buying them, but, you know, that would be it done. The idea of spending this money at this point, though, is that these should last a long time. You know, I don't want to spend this kind of money every year. This is an investment to make the plot how I like it, how I want it, to make it last for several years. So hopefully this time next year, I won't have to be doing anything like this. I'll just be getting ready for the planting year, mulching and weeding and all that good stuff. And we won't have to rebuild beds all the time. So, yeah. It's going to take some doing, but I think it's going to be great. So I've just measured this area and it is 8 metres, 20 centimetres running this way and 575 going the other way. So now we can draw a nice little plan. Let's go home. Good afternoon. Hello, it's Friday afternoon, just gone 12 o'clock and I'm here to get some weeding done. So the plan tomorrow is that Mark is going to come and remove that last remaining bed and then get those gravel paths up and all the weed membrane. We're just going to have to see how much we get done. He might be here for more of the day than me. Well, he will be. I've got a couple of hours of childcare in the afternoon, so I will come then and join him and help. So I'm going to get as much of the weeding done as I can now, and then I'll have to weed again when he takes the paths up, because no doubt there'll be things that I won't be able to get out fully with the sides of the bed in place and the membrane in place, because as I showed you in a previous video, that weed membrane, it just gets absolutely mattered with weed roots. So let's crack on, because there's a lot to do. Right, so it is 10 to 2. I've been at it 2 hours and I don't feel like I've really achieved that much today. Not as much as I would have liked to. I've kind of weeded this bed. I've been weeding the top end and sort of throwing the weeds down this end towards the wheelbarrow, and so a lot of that's just a leaf litter. I've got a lot of the big thick rooted dandelions out of here. I can't get this buttercup from underneath there until this comes out tomorrow, and I've moved this larger raised bed from the other area because this is where these are going to go. So if I sort of show you this, I've moved the rebar from the side of the shed, cut the blackberry right down. I've dug out some of the raspberries that are growing up, but some of them are growing, the blackberry and the raspberry are growing up from underneath the wooden bed, so again they'll have to be dug up when the bed's out. Now there isn't actually going to be a bed in that space, because that's the area that's going to be kind of like a little wood chip area where I'm going to bring a little table and chairs up from home and have a little area. And the border that's going to run down the boundary where the concrete is there, just in front of the rhubarb, I've got a couple of homeless roses at home that are in planters that are falling apart, so I need to find a place for those. So I've got a lovely peach Melba rose that I think will be nice planted in the corner and then will be allowed to grow up the side of the shed. And I've got Wollerton Old Hall, which is also lovely. It's a David Austin rose, and I'm going to do the same with that, but on the other side of the shed. So that'll be nice. So it is time for me to go home now anyway, so I'll have a quick tidy up. I wanted to show you this as well because I've dug up a couple more of those really big stones that I was telling you about that are under this bit here. These are what they look like that. This is my hand for scale. And you can see what the soil would have originally been like here. You can see that thick heavy clay. So that is what mulching, and the soil here is really nice. So yeah, that's what 20 years of mulching. 20 years plus, because I would imagine whoever had this before my dad will have mulched it as well. So, yeah. I'm happy with what I've achieved this week. It's just, I don't know. It seems like a drop in the ocean compared to what is to be done. So, yeah. Look, he's got his camera set up. He's a good one. Hello! Are you having fun? Yeah. Do we believe him? back to the present. So Mark has been busy this morning. His plan was to come up and take up the 2 paths and remove the raised bed. The raised bed was not salvageable, and so he's done some paving. He's come to take up paths, and he has done, but he's also put some down. So I'm going to show you what he's been up to. He's got a lot done. Makes what I've done this week look really, really rubbish, actually. Look at this. He's paved here. So we've got a nice patio outside here now. And he's done this as well. So we've got a nice path down the side of this bed. He's got that bed up. So he's got this path here, so I can get this weeded. And what we decided last night is that we're going to do it a bit at a time, filling the beds. So dig one area over, pile it up next to it, fill the bed, see how we go from there. So he's got that bed in place. And yeah. So that bed wasn't salvageable, Mark, no? It's gone. It's gone. So I suppose I better go help, hadn't I? He's just told me he's also got the bramble and the raspberries out, but it does go under the it goes under the shed as well, but I assume you got a lot of root out of there because it was a big, yeah, good. Lovely stuff. Right then, Mark's had a go at pulling this path up. There's lots of rocks underneath it and the weed membrane. So he's been digging up through there and getting the weed membrane up. But yeah, as we suspected, it's a much bigger job than we'd hoped. But it's fine, it'll be done soon. So one bed is in place. We haven't got any more built up other than the little one. Now, when I did the measurements for this smaller area, here, I worked out that we could actually fit 15 of the beds the size of that one over there. However, what I've also seen are some larger ones that are 2 foot deep almost and 2.5 meters long. So I'm thinking that here we could have 2 really long beds. I can't see when I do that. And then we'll have the 9 of the other beds, the smaller ones. So that means I just need to get one more of those little beds and then the 2 larger beds. And it actually works out cheaper that way. The paths will be nice and spacious, just big enough to get the wheelbarrow through. Yeah, so I've partially weeded that. Mark's been here since 9:30 and yeah, it's time to go now. But I will be back through the week. So what my plan is now for next week, rather than Mark originally wanted to clear the whole area, get it all flattened, move the soil somewhere else onto the brassica cage area, and then fill the beds. But I think actually, because the brassica beds had so much club root in it, I don't really want to put any soil there from over here. I don't know if it'd make a difference, but I'd rather not. So where that pile of soil is where the little seating area is going to go, and there's not going to be a bed here. So we've got that mound of soil there. So my plan is to come and weed this area and then put a bed here essentially. So I'll be digging up this soil, adding it to the mound, then filling up a bed, and then moving down to this part because the beds will be 2 by 2 all the way down except for there. Spinning you round. Are you dizzy yet? So yeah, So I'll be weeding and digging this up, and then we'll do the same with that bit. Right, that's us packed up and going home now. So thank you for joining us. There's still so much more to do and I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I am very excited about how it's going to look. So I might have to start building up some raised beds just into panels so that I can bring them up half made up and get started. I'll be spending as much time here in the week as I can, and then I will no doubt have Mark back here at the weekend because he's so lucky, isn't he? Yeah. Get an allotment, she said. You won't need to do anything. It'll all be mine. I won't expect you to do anything at all. I don't expect him to do anything. But yeah, so we're getting there. So as always, I would love it if you would subscribe. I'd love to see you back here again. Drop us a like, say hi in the comments, and hit that notification bell to be notified the next time we upload. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now.